We know that when we're talking about the inyanim of Vayamoin, we're talking about things that the Torah tells us openly, Asher atem zoinim achreihem. So the Torah is telling us there's a tremendous drive. How can we possibly put up with such a drive? One of the things we need to do is we have to believe in the koach hatefillah. And when we daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we are sincere about it, and we continue to do it, and we place an emphasis on it, and we daven with a starkheit, we daven with a strength, with a passion, then tefillah can do anything. I just heard an amazing story from Rabbi Yitzchak Aryeh Epstein, an unbelievable story. There were two young people in Sfas who decided to create a band. Two brothers, they were gifted musicians, they wanted to have a band. They get a call from their agent, and the agent tells them, we don't have any bookings really just yet, but there's a chasana that's going to take place from this very wealthy guy. And if you could play at the wedding, it'll bring you a lot of business. Now, he wants to see from you a clip to see how it is that you play. So one brother said to him, we don't have a clip. We haven't had any jobs yet. He said, well, you got to get a clip. He calls up his brother. He says, how do we get a clip? He said, you should know, I have a fellow in my shul who's making a bar mitzvah for his son. They're very poor people. I'm sure they don't have anybody playing at the bar mitzvah. Why don't we donate our time? We'll have a clip. So they call up this fellow, the father of the bar mitzvah boy, and they say, would you happen to need a band for the bar mitzvah? And the fellow starts crying, he's bawling, and he can't compose himself for 5 minutes. And he says, you know why I'm crying? I'm crying because we could not afford a band, and my son said, under no circumstances can he allow himself not to have a band when all his friends have bands. He'll be so embarrassed. So I told him, I don't have the money. He said, it's not a problem, I'm going to daven. And he's been davening for weeks and weeks and weeks and nothing. And I felt so terribly for him. The bar mitzvah is tomorrow, and now tonight I get this call. Rabbi Say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu teaches us that the boy wanted a band for his bar mitzvah. It's not Dvarim Ha'im D'Beruba Shalom, it's not the biggest crisis in the world. And look how HaKadosh Baruch Hu responded. This inyan, the inyan of Vayamoyin, the inyan of Shmir Senayim, that is something that HaKadosh Baruch Hu certainly wants us to achieve. He wants us to overcome the challenges. So you think he's not going to be listening to those tefillahs? So let's strengthen ourselves. Let's daven like our lives depend on it, because they do. And ultimately, HaKadosh Baruch Hu certainly will find our tefillas l'ratzayin, and hopefully, be'ezer Hashem, He'll help us overcome our personal crises and the global crises, especially crises we're facing right now, in the schus of the Shmir Senayim, in the schus of the tefillah, hopefully be zeicha to be as kel tzedek, b'mheir yameinu, amen.